First for you tonight, Mayor Kim Norton has declared this week as Spirit of Lowertown Week in remembrance of the historic Rochester neighborhood that was leveled by a tornado 139 years ago. KIMT News 3's Alec Lasham spoke with the History Center of Olmsted County about Lowertown's origins. And Alec, what do we know about that neighborhood?
Well, Alex, the area we know as Lowertown once rivaled the core of Rochester in development and was instrumental in the Med-City's future. On Sunday, the city of Rochester remembers one of its most integral neighborhoods, known as Lowertown. The History Center of Olmsted County's executive director Wayne Ganaway says the neighborhood was an up-and-coming industrial area in the mid-19th century that hoped to be the beacon of Rochester. He says those aspirations dissipated on one of Rochester's most devastating days.
The big problem came when the 1883 cyclone hit Rochester. That changed everything for Lowertown.
On August 21st, 1883, an F5 tornado ripped through the city of Rochester, destroying virtually all of Lowertown, claiming the lives of around 29 to 40 residents, according to Ganaway. One of the few buildings that remained was the Whitting family's home, which was located on North Broadway Avenue.
It was one of the sole survivors of the tornado. What it didn't survive, not intact, not in place, was redevelopment of Lowertown.
Ganaway says as the city of Rochester continued to grow, the historic Victorian home was relocated to a park downtown.
In 1971, the house was moved from its location in Lowertown to Heritage Park. It's the Heritage House building now.
However, there is one structure that still resides in its original location. Along the Zumbro River, Ganaway says the former Thompson Mills boiler room sits untouched, serving as a reminder of an old industry.
It also speaks to the presence of mills that were so important to Lowertown or North Rochester, and that really helped it give it its early identity.
An identity that lives on and keeps old Lowertown alive in the hearts of its residents.
The lasting legacy is that people want to connect to their historical roots. And that is the legacy, because despite the fact that so many buildings are gone from that historic period, there is a thirst to connect with that earlier period, to make some claim on those roots and to identify them and claim them. And that's why I think it's happening, and why people want to have it recognized, Lowertown recognized as important, because it gives them that rootedness, that sense of community.
He says the tornado of 1883 was also the moment Rochester residents, which includes the Mayo brothers, realized the need for a local hospital. Alex?
Thank you, Alex. Super cool story. In 2018, neighbors in Old Lowertown proposed a plan to rename the neighborhood as the Lowertown Neighborhood Association.